Welcome to Reddit Reader. Reddit, what up did you manage to correct before anyone noticed? And what could have happened in case you had failed? Up numerous times working on live applications. The best one was accidentally deleting the user table. I was trying to delete a subset of users and managed to hit the key to run the statement before I'd written the where clause. If you don't have a where clause to tell the database which records you want to delete, it just deletes all of them. Luckily, the user table was only ever read by the application on login, so no one was going to notice unless they happened to log in the 2 minutes or so it took me to load the records back in from a backup. Working at a laboratory that used acid solutions to dissolve geological samples for various tests, my technical manager left a component of a machine in a plastic beaker filled halfway with concentrated hydrofluoric acid, unlabeled, in a fume hood that other people use regularly, to see what it would do. I dumped it in a neutralizer, and this asshole had the balls to yell at me for ruining his test. I told him it would etch and dissolve the part because it was glass and he didn't require a test because that's already a known property. Had someone spilled it, even on a gloved hand, the hydrofluoric acid would pass through protection and enter the bloodstream without sensation, where it would leach calcium out of the bones, wreaking havoc on the nervous system, causing a horrible, agonizing death. Was going on a 3-night backpacking trip with friends. It was my job to round up the 3 breakfasts. At REI, I picked up what I thought were 6 packages of freeze-dried eggs hanging from a peg. Turns out only the first was eggs. The ones behind it were Neapolitan ice cream. The packages were identical, only a small label indicated the contents. Fortunately for me, the first day and night of the trip, we were harassed so badly by biting flies and mosquitoes, everyone wanted to abandon the trip, as nobody brought bug spray. I only discovered my mistake days later, bullet dodged. I used to work in transcripts for a well-known university. You had the option to order a copy of your transcripts or a digital certified PDF stating that you received whatever degree you earned. One day, I was trying to help a student troubleshoot an issue with not receiving this PDF, so I sent it to myself as a test. I then realized that even after this form was sent out, it was still editable by students. In theory, people could claim to have any degree from that university, and it would still say it was a certified document. I brought it to my superior's attention, and IT obviously fixed it pretty quickly. Technically, those old editable ones are still out there, though. Edit. To clarify for those who's asking, this wasn't my up, I was just the one who found it. I once had a roommate who didn't speak English too well. She was moving away and she was leaving in a hurry, and before she left, she asked me to take care of a big bag of trash, which was apparently clothes. I assumed those were trash she didn't want to take with her, and she just didn't have time to throw them away. So once she left, I took that bag to the trash canister outside. A few hours later, that interaction just came back to my mind and seemed strange to me. I went back to the trash canister, the bag was still there, and brought it back inside. The next day, she came back and got it and thanked me for taking care of it. She was a nice poor girl from a rural region that was already struggling in the city, and I don't want to think about what would have happened if I had to tell her that I threw her clothes into the trash. I was working on a case where I was responsible for preparing deposition outlines for the partners. One of the partners was very high touch and kept sending his outline back for minor revisions, and between that, other work on the case, and high priority work on other cases, I wasn't able to start working on one of the outlines until the day before the witness's deposition was scheduled. I opened the binder of documents for the witness, and there were like 400 documents in there, each of which I had to read, analyze in the context of the case, and then write questions for the partner to ask the witness about the document at deposition. To make matters worse, the partner who would be taking the dep was just brought onto the case and wasn't entirely up to speed on all the issues, so I had to prepare all of his questions in as detailed and thorough a manner as possible. I had no idea how much material there was for this witness before I opened the binder, and for that much material, there was no way in hell I'd be able to finish the outline in time. To put it bluntly, I was fucked. With nothing else to do, I start working furiously on the outline. Perhaps 10 minutes later, I get a call from the lead partner. Stop working. The case just settled. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it, and subscribe so you don't miss our next upload.